journey from just being me, and you're listening to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast, the show that inspires you to put yourself first.
Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness. Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness.
Before we dive into today's episode, I've got something really powerful for you. If you've ever found yourself stuck in self-doubt, constantly second-guessing your decisions, or feeling like you just can't trust yourself, you're not alone. But the good thing is, it doesn't have to stay that way. I've created something to help you take that very first step, because that's the hardest one. It's called the Self-Belief Checklist, and it's a free tool to help you spot exactly where you're getting stuck and where you can start shifting things today. So look down in the show notes and get your free copy now. Connection. It's the thing we're all craving, even if we pretend that we're fine. So let's talk about real connection. The kind that doesn't need a filter, a mask, or even a performance. The kind that feels like letting your breath go after you've been holding it for so long. The kind where you don't have to explain who you are because they already see you. That kind of connection is so powerful. And if you're listening to this, the chances are it's something that you've been missing for a while. Because you've been holding everything together. You've been showing up for others and smiling through the chaos. But inside, you feel separate, disconnected, different. Like there's a version of you somewhere that's more alive, more open, more you. But you just can't seem to reach them. And that's not because you're broken. It's because you had to survive. When you've been through toxic relationships, trauma, or even emotional neglect, connection stops feeling safe. And remember, you don't always recognise the trauma. As for you, it may well have been shut off for safety, or even just being your normal. For me, it definitely was. It wasn't something I recognised until I was a lot older. Your nervous system learns to scan for threats. You become hyper-aware, always anticipating, always braced. You adapt to what others need from you. You shapeshift to keep the peace. And somewhere in that process, you lose your own voice. Again, that's not weakness. That's survival. But when you live in survival mode for long enough, disconnection becomes your default. You stop trusting your gut. You stop trusting people. You might even stop trusting yourself. You crave connection deeply, but you also fear it, because being connected means being seen, and being seen means being vulnerable. And vulnerability has hurt before, hasn't it? We live in a world that rewards performance. Look the part, sound confident, share the real, smile, even if you're crumbling inside. But your soul knows when something's fake. You can feel it when a conversation stays surface level. You nod and you smile, but it doesn't touch you, does it? It doesn't feed you. Because what you're hungry for isn't more small talk. It's truth. It's presence. It's the kind of conversation where someone actually listens instead of just waiting for their turn to speak. The kind of relationship where you don't have to explain why you're overwhelmed, or why you're suddenly quiet, or why you said yes when you meant no. They just get it. You want a connection that sees your heart, not just your highlight reel. And to have that, you have to start by reconnecting with yourself. The most important connection you will ever have is the one with yourself. And yet it's the one that often gets left behind. You've spent so long putting everyone else first. You've made their needs more important than your own. You've looked outside of yourself for validation, for belonging, for a sense of worth. I know. I was that person. But the truth is, nobody else can connect to you if you're not connected to you. This isn't about taking bubble baths and calling it self-care. This is about coming home to yourself. It's about making space to feel what you feel, to ask yourself what you want, to say no when it's not right, to stop abandoning yourself just to keep the peace. Reconnection starts with awareness, with getting curious instead of critical, with asking, what do I need today? What am I feeling right now? Where am I holding back? Because when you connect with yourself on that level, everything changes. You stop people pleasing. You stop hiding. You stop shrinking yourself to fit someone else's version of you. And that's when you start attracting real connection. But real connection requires risk. Because here's the thing that most people won't tell you. Connection isn't safe. It's not predictable. It's not perfect. It asks you to be brave, to be honest, to show the messy, real parts of you, to open your heart knowing it might get hurt. Because without that risk, you're left with a performance, politeness, pretending. And that's not connection. That's protection. If you want connection, the kind that heals, the kind that holds, the kind that sets you free, you have to be willing to drop your mask. You have to be willing to be seen. That doesn't mean you share your soul with everyone. It means you start to choose the people who can meet you where you are, who have the capacity, who can hold space, who don't need you to change yourself so they can feel comfortable. And those people do exist. I promise you they do, because I found them. But they'll only find you when you stop hiding. Rebuilding connection is a practice, one small step at a time. Start just by slowing down. Try putting your phone down when you're with somebody. Make eye contact. Be present. Ask real questions and actually listen to the answers. Speak honestly, even if your voice is shaking. Reach out when you're struggling, not just when you've got it all figured out. This was a biggie for me. I'd got so hurt so many times that when I did this, it felt so unsafe to try again. But I took the risk when I realised there was no way I could move forward. But I started with people who I recognised would want to love the real me, my children and my husband. And then I spread it out. So let people in. Let yourself be supported. And most importantly, stay connected to you. Honour your boundaries, honour your truth, honour your energy. That's not selfish. That's how you stay whole. Because the more you connect with yourself, the easier it becomes to connect with others in a way that feels nourishing, not draining. You were never meant to do this alone. You've been carrying the weight of the world and still trying to smile through it. I see you. If you've been feeling lonely in a room full of people, I see you. If you've been waiting for someone to ask how you really are, I see you. You deserve connection that feels safe, real and nourishing. You deserve to feel like you belong. Not because you've earned it, but just because you exist. And that starts with giving yourself permission to be seen, to speak, to share, to show up. Not the polished version, the real you. Because that is the version that the right people can connect to. Thanks for listening today. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the links down below. Oh, and don't forget to press subscribe so you can catch the next one. See you soon.